But so many people are like, I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. It's all weight focused.
Mm-hmm.
My number's this. I need to be this number. It's like, the number matters, but it's way too much the focal point. It's realistically, if you have 100% of the pie, it's realistically like 25 to 50, like somewhere in there. So it matters a lot, but it's not 90+%.
Yeah.
Or even 100, which so many people, it's
Because
like, that's the only thing that matters. It's not though.
usually people don't realize that their weight loss goal is actually just a visual goal.
Tell Alex to get you some acting gigs.
Yes.
He's got the connections.
Of course.
He's got the network.
I would love to.
Nice. That'd be fun. You should do it.
Yeah.
It'd be fun, like change up from your normal too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Renaissance woman.
Just tell me the character and I'll give it to you right now.
Yeah?
Go for it.
Okay, I'll give you a character.
Okay, go.
You are single mom with 2 kids and police officer just came to your door to tell you that your one kid is missing.
Holy. Okay. Can you play the cop?
No, I thought you were just going to play the character.
Okay, hold on.
This is the audition. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's what I was asking, right?
Okay, I got you. Mrs. Taylor, I regret to inform you, but your son has been missing from school and it's been 4 hours.
What do you mean? That's impossible. I dropped him off there this morning. He's gone? Did you check the school? Did you talk to the teacher? Did you ask the principal? Have you done your work and your job? Where is my kid? Sweetie, stay upstairs. Stay upstairs. Mommy will be right there. What do you mean he's gone?
We can't find him.
That's the start.
That was good.
Was that okay?
Too much emotion right away?
Too much angry?
Ramp too quick.
I would do a acting class.
You'd be good at it.
You should recommend me one, Alex. I'll do it with you.
Better
Cool.
understand them.
Yeah, because that's good feedback.
Yeah.
Because it's true. I was like very much like angry. Okay.
Interesting. Acting?
I like it. I like it.
The technical aspects of acting is fascinating.
Acting's emotional, dude.
All right, okay. We're into the episode pretty much by now, right?
Yes.
This is not what we're doing.
That was a treat. That was a treat.
This is not what we're doing for this episode. We're going to talk about the biggest mistake that you're making in weight loss. Maybe not the biggest.
Yeah.
This is one of the biggest.
Big statement.
I gotta clickbait you guys. You gotta watch and listen. I gotta get you in somehow.
Big mistake.
Dude, we're competing with Mr. Beast over here. We gotta say crazy shit.
I'm Mr. Beast.
No, this probably isn't the biggest mistake, but if we're being honest, this is a massive mistake and it's like wildly common. So many people will, and I've even started to change my language a little bit because sure, people hire me for weight loss transformations, but I try my best to not use that too often. And I try to use like fat loss transformation, physique transformation, body composition transformation. Like I try and, because that's ultimately the goal people want, is they want to change their body. Part of that, a piece of that is weight loss, and weight loss helps to measure fat loss, but it's not the same thing. But so many people are like, I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. It's all weight focused. My number's this. I need to be this number. And it's like, the number matters, but it's way too much the focal point. It's realistically, if you have 100% of the pie, it's realistically like 25 to 50, like somewhere in there. So it matters a lot, but it's not 90+%.
Yeah.
Or even 100, which so many people, it's
Because-
like, that's the only thing that matters. It's not though.
Usually people don't realize that their weight loss goal is actually just a visual goal,
Yeah.
right? Because they don't know what they're gonna. They think say they're like 180 and their goal is 140.
Yeah.
They think at 140 they're gonna have this visual look that they love.
Mhm.
You don't know where that weight's gonna give you that look.
Well, that look realistically has a lot more muscle too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, and not even they might get that look at 120. They might have to go more.
Yes.
Right.
That's
so
quite common.
So it's like, it's kind of like pulling stuff out of thin air, right? But we like to use that number as data point, as a motivator, as other things. Because maybe they have been that weight before. Like say for bodybuilding, we could talk about stage weight. Stage weight is just the weight that you look your absolute best. Sometimes people push below that and they look worse on stage and they actually had to fill out more and be heavier. So for bodybuilding, it's used for completely that your best visual look. So I think that applies to bodybuilders and anyone else going through a transformation. Really, it's just a visual goal.
Yeah, lower is not necessarily better, but at the same time, for a lot, like you raised a good point, a lot of people I think will get that visual look that they want in their head.
Mm-hmm.
They will get that at a lighter number on the scale, a lower number on the scale than they actually prepared for.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, you know, they might look at themselves and be like, I got to lose 40 pounds. Truthfully, chances are I'm not seeing you. If that's you, I can't see you right now. So I don't really know. But chances are you need to lose 50 or 60 to get the look that you have in your head.
Yeah.
It's probably another 10 to 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Like I had a client who signed up with me to lose 17 pounds. I remember because there was a certain number that she wanted. And I said, okay, well, we'll work towards that. Again, weight loss goal. This was a couple years ago. So I've even started to shift since then, big time.
Yeah.
But the goal that she wanted actually wasn't just the number. We both agreed that that's probably the number on the scale that we need, right? So we chose that 17 pounds down. And then she lost 17 pounds within 6 weeks, something like that, maybe a month. So she lost 17 pounds. And then she's like, this is not that hard. I'm pretty happy with this lifestyle change. And I have a lot more fat to lose. So I'm just going to keep going. She ended up losing 50 total pounds. Crazy.
Yeah.
She lost 40 total with me.
Yeah.
She left on her own. And she kept running the same systems, the same methods and strategies that I used with her to lose another 10 on her own for 50 pounds down total. And she was like laughing with me when we did a Facebook Live together where I was just asking her questions about the process or experience or everything, right? So she could share it with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And she was laughing. She's like, I can't believe that I thought I wanted to lose 17 pounds and I went to 50. And she's like, I feel great here. I feel great. I look great. I got so much more energy. My autoimmune challenges that I've had are completely suppressed, and I have way less flare-ups, if any at all. She just felt awesome. It was like it took 50 pounds. She was small. By the way, this is a petite person. This is a small person, small frame. So a lot of people would think like 50 pounds. Okay, they must have been a big person before. No, small frame. She's overweight. Small frame and overweight. That's all it was.
Yeah.
So you'll probably be a lot lighter than you think for the look that you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a great point.
And even when you have more muscle, people will think you're lighter than you actually are because the muscle weighs a lot. Like when I'm lean, people think I'm way heavier than I actually am.
Right.
Because at that point I'm very lean, but the muscle makes you look big.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Like people will be like, I'll be like stage weight 145 and people are like, you're 165. And I'm like, whoa, I look 20 pounds heavier than the actual scale says.
Yeah.
So it's like, it doesn't even really matter. I tell my clients, and I try to get people as much as I can away from that fixation on the scale. And like, I think you did a good job and I pulled from you. It's like, just weigh yourself every day. Just get over it. Like there's a point where it's like, get over it. I'm not going to baby you.
Yeah.
You don't just to get to do once a week. Like get over it and step on that scale every day because you need to learn that you're way more than that number one, for self-worth. And number two, I need the data points because I need to match it up with your pictures and see the trend. And I'm not going to get any trend with once a week.
Correct.
Especially with females.
Yeah.
Like that's
functionally less useful. And
it's like at that point, don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I like that you did that because I started doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I even I have a young client who like we're talking young, we're talking like barely 18.
Mm-hmm.
I think she turned 18 a couple months ago, or maybe 19. Doesn't matter. Very, very scared to step on the scale. And it's I never had that fear. But it's like a fear that you would think about like during our generation growing up, where it felt like there was a bit more focus on being skinny and things like that. Because like, of course, body positivity movement came in, and now it's like, I feel like there is a little less marketing to like always be skinny or whatever. Cause they literally have like bigger mannequins now, which they didn't have that. But it's interesting to see that it still is around, and I'm noticing it with some clients. And so I'm like, nope, you have to weigh yourself every day. I need the data. Okay. So that was a struggle. And then I started increasing her carbs, and she immediately thought she was going to gain weight. And I told her, that's the point. We're in a bulk right now. And so that took a little bit of but she's doing it. She was open-minded and she's doing it. Now she's on way higher carbs and she's actually dropping weight. So it's like people have these ideas of like everything focused around that number when they step on that scale in the morning. And it's pretty cool when you can help someone overcome that.
100%. And it's like, it goes back to the whole thing of it's a piece of the pie. It's not the whole thing. It's like like what you said, you'll have, and I've experienced this with clients, right? Where they're finding it challenging and they're like, hey, I think I just want to weigh once a week. And I challenge them on that, certain context, whatever. But typically I will challenge that, because it's like, it's the whole exposure therapy thing. The more you expose yourself to something, the more you realize how little power it actually holds. And the more you avoid it, the more power it becomes.
Yeah.
Or the more powerful it becomes. So if you can just expose yourself to it more often, become more familiar with it, that exposure therapy like cuts it down to size, that fear and that negative emotion. It cuts it down, because you start to realize, oh, okay, I'm doing this long enough and it's been uncomfortable that now it's less uncomfortable. It's less weird. I'm starting to see a trend, and it's not as scary as I thought it was. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I think that's good, because so many people will go one way or the other. It's like the scale is everything, or they go, I'm not going to weigh myself again. I'm just going to throw it out of my house. I'll never have a scale in my house. And it's like, both are incredibly unhelpful and don't really fix anything.
Yep.
I mean, I shouldn't say that. They do fit. I guess they do fix something. It is a solution, but I don't think either one is a good solution. I think you should just weigh yourself every day.
Yeah.
That's what you should do. And you should
Just
monitor
data,
your
dude.
weight. It's just data.
Just
And you
data.
should learn over time, work on over time, detaching your self-worth and self-image from the number on the scale. The number just tells you something, and it doesn't tell you about your value as a human. It's just telling you your total body weight at that snapshot in time.
It's you taking up space under gravity.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there it is.
Yeah.
In a made up units.
But I get it. Like
Right.
if we're actually thinking about it, it's like, I get it. It's if think about a scenario where someone is finding it very challenging to make changes to their fitness, specifically maybe a weight loss goal. And they're constant, if they're on the scale every day, that can be a constant reminder of failure.
Yeah.
So that's hard. I'm not saying it's easy, but you're not going to, there is not a long-term solution to what you're trying to do and break through this plateau and this roadblock. The solution is not to not weigh in.
Yeah.
That is not going to fix that. In the short term, it will, because you're like, oh, I don't have the stress of weighing in, but you have the stress of not changing anything else about yourself that you originally had set out to do.
People want to avoid discomfort at all costs. And I think that's just human. It's a defense mechanism, right? And like they think seeing that number is going to make them uncomfortable. It probably does. Do it anyway. Be uncomfortable. That's where the change happens.
And here's the thing. I think, I said one of the biggest mistakes I think people make, and definitely one of the most common, is putting the scale on a pedestal and making it way too much of a focus for how to measure progress. I'm going to outline some of the other alternatives, not even alternatives, but the other things that I would use in conjunction with the scale. For me, it's probably 4 or 5 things that I would use with clients, and I don't necessarily use all of them. What I would do is I would go, okay, so daily scale weight, watching bi-weekly and monthly trends. So the day-to-day and even week to week, I don't read into too much. I want like a 14 plus day trend. 7-day trend, useful. But sometimes 7 to 14 days, nothing really happens. And that doesn't mean you're not getting leaner. You totally could be getting leaner. I'm seeing it with myself. So, and this is where the next part comes in. Photos, progress photos. Those are going to be key. How you take them, the lighting, consistency, standardization, and the clothes, and how often you're doing them, whatever, right? Taking progress photos, I like once a week or once a month. That's fine. Somewhere in that range is perfectly fine. As long as you're consistently taking them. They're going to be a longer time horizon. So they don't need to be exact as far as like, it has to be once a week. It doesn't really matter. As long as like over 3, 4, 5, 6 months, you're looking at photos, that's going to be helpful because that's where the changes visually are going to really happen. And then third, I like a waist measurement. I don't use that with all my clients, but a waist measurement around your belly button is going to be really, really good. Just a relaxed, soft tape. That's going to be really good. Again, I would do that with like photos. So longer time horizon, 1 to 4 times a month. Once a week is probably still too often. So like,
if it keeps you consistent, just do it.
Yeah, that's right. But I wouldn't expect necessarily to see changes every week. That's probably better. Yeah. So bi-weekly or monthly. That's like a good way to look at photos and waist measurement, I think. And then, clothes is one of my favorites. Yeah. Just like pay attention to certain pieces of clothing that you're wearing, certain shorts, certain pants. They're going to be really, really good because you're going to try them on and be like, oh, damn, I just put these in the dryer. They're clean. So they're tight and snug, but they're way looser than they usually are when I do the button up. So when you start to notice that, you could be the same weight on the scale and you might not even see visual changes yet in photos, but the clothes start changing. It's like, oh, damn, okay, I think I'm probably on the right track. So I don't necessarily need to panic or worry. I just need to actually keep doing what I'm doing. I'm in the groove. The formula I'm in is working.
I have some clients that notice on their lifting belt as well.
Right.
They're like, great, I'm down a notch.
Yes.
That's like a perfect way to measure, right?
That would be a good one too if you use a lifting belt.
Yeah. So many different ways. And I think that covers it well because I have a client, I think 2 clients that like to do all body measurements, which is cool too. And I think it's useful in bodybuilding for symmetry, proportions and stuff like that. But I do like a waist, an easy waist measurement. As long as it's pick a spot and do that same spot. So if it's the belly button, do the belly button. Right? Like keep it at the same space.
This is here. And you can write this down if you're taking notes or if you're have your phone out or whatever. Notes. If you are like, I don't know how to measure progress. I've historically been someone who the scale can stress me out. I'm losing weight right now, or I'm trying to lose weight right now, or I'm about to, and I would love a setup for how to measure progress in a way that makes total sense. This is exactly what I do with my clients. Here's what I do. Weigh in every single day, first thing in the morning, to the nearest decimal point on a digital scale. First thing in the morning, okay?
After washroom, before eating and drinking.
Yeah, so wake up.
In your birthday suit.
Pee or poop. Yep, pee or poop, hop on the scale naked, that number, okay? Every single day, 7 days a week, okay? If you forget the odd day, not a big deal, but you want to aim for every single day, no matter what, okay? And then you're going to track that and pay attention to the 14 plus trend, 14 day plus trend.
Trendy.
Okay, so every 2 weeks plus, I want you to compare, okay? You can start to look like loosely week to week, but I like bi-weekly and monthly comparisons, okay? Then the second thing, you're going to take a waist measurement around the navel, around the belly button, relax with a soft tape. You're going to do that every 2 to 4 weeks. And then you can compare every month to 2 months to 3 months. You can compare every month, basically, okay? You can do that. Doesn't really matter when you do it. You can just do it when you weigh in on that day or whatever, just to be even more standardized. Consistent. The third thing, you're going to take photos. If you're going to be consistent with it every week, you could do every week. Just don't necessarily expect changes every week. But you could take photos every week. First thing, Monday morning, I like just because it's the start of the week, right? But you could do it
right after you weigh yourself.
Yeah, and wait right after you weigh yourself. So you'd weigh yourself on that day because you can do that every day, and then you go to your photos for that week. You could do photos once a week, or you could do it when you do the waist measurements as well. So you could do that bi-weekly or even monthly if you wanted to as well. And then zoom out on the time horizon on that, and you're going to compare month to month, okay? Those are 3 things. So that's 3. Fourth one, those are ones that are like quantifiable or mostly measurable. Photos a little bit less so, but at least you have numbers attached to those. And then the 4th one is going to be clothes. Again, one of my favorites, but that's going to be the 4th one that you're going to do. That's just loosely, you're just going to pay attention. There's no like specific, like, I got to check my shorts today on Friday. It's the 2 week mark. It doesn't matter. You'll just notice your clothes changing over time. So just pay attention to that. Just pay attention to certain articles of clothing. If you have shorts or pants that you don't fit into right now, but you're like, they're not that far off, pay attention to those and retry those on in a month from now. And then try them again in another month. Try them again in another month.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. That's your setup. Those are the 4 things.
One more.
Yeah.
Listen to what people say. Because sometimes people
true.
will see you and like it's been happening with you.
Right.
Hey, you're really leaning out, eh?
Right.
And you're
External
like, oh,
feedback.
okay. Because
Yeah.
you see yourself in the mirror every day. Your spouse sees you every day. But someone you haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Right? Oh,
Yeah.
you're really leaning out. Oh, you look great. And you're like,
Yeah.
okay, now it's noticeable to the public.
Yep.
So that's awesome too. So that's the 5th.
Yep. That's a good point. And
Yeah.
keep in mind too, because sometimes my clients will be like, oh, I haven't noticed compliments from other people. I thought I would notice more. I'm down 25, 30 pounds. Like that's significant. Like what, and that makes sense. But something to consider is maybe it's January and you're wearing sweaters and track pants everywhere you go. So you got to be aware that, do they really notice? Like you might be someone that shows it in your face, like me, like jawline pops out when I get lean. You might not. You might be someone who has like a softer face, which is totally fine. Or a full-on
beard.
Yeah, or if you do have beard. Yeah. So that's something to consider is like, are you in scenarios where they can see your body? Because if they're not, you're not going to get as many compliments, obviously. And if you're not someone who's historically confident in certain clothes with your body, you're not selecting articles of clothing that's going to accentuate those changes.
And if you find yourself selecting the clothes that accentuate, then you already know that you've changed.
Yeah, even mentally, you're more confident with your body image.
To wear it, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. So that's all you need to do. The other thing that I would add to this, and this is like, we've already given you some quantifiable ones, some ones that are less quantifiable, but paired together can be really, really helpful. But the one that I would add is hard to describe, and it's absolutely unquantifiable, very hard to measure, but it's still, I think, very important. And you kind of have to learn this one for yourself. Every time I lose fat, I get better at this one. You ready?
No.
You don't know what it is?
No, give me a second. Wait, I got to go back into my acting mode.
Read my mind. What's the one way to measure progress that is totally impossible to measure, but the longer you have self-awareness, the better you get at measuring it yourself?
Hunger. Don't tell me. Fatigue. Emotions. Is it a physical one? Give me one more hint.
Dude, I don't think there's a hint for this.
Give me a hint.
It's too esoteric.
Mood.
We're getting there.
Okay. Anger level.
That's too niche.
Okay. Sleep.
That'd be in there, I guess.
I don't know. I'm ready.
Vibes.
Oh, I said mood.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, you're getting there. Mood's still too specific. Vibes is just the whole thing.
Mood is vibes.
No, vibes is mood with energy, with vril, with spirituality. It's everything. It's environment.
I think mood
is your
vibes.
Eyesight with it's everything. It's all of it, dude. It's all of it.
Can't you say mood is everything then?
Mood isn't though. Mood is one spoke of this vibe wheel. Yeah, no, vibes though. And I don't know how to describe it further than that. So you're going to be like, what do you mean, Tim? That's whatever. You got to learn for what it means for yourself. I've learned what it means. I can tell.
So crankiness.
But just vibes. Like, I don't know, dude. I can't tell you. Sorry, that's all I can give you is vibes.
Yeah.
You'll learn the more fat loss phases you go through. So I'm coming to the end of one right now. And this is, I don't know how many actual fat loss phase diets I've done where I've tried to lose weight and body fat in my life, but I've probably done 6 to 8, probably way more than I needed to do, if I'm being honest. Right. But I've probably done 6 to 8.
You hadn't done aside from this one and the one from the November one, you hadn't done it in 5 years.
No, I did a mini one. In 2022 or something. No, I did another mini one.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I did. So I've done 3 since I've met you.
Okay.
So I'm assuming I've probably done another 3 to 5, 3 to 6 in the 15-ish years I've done this. So that being said, every single time you do them, I feel like this one every single time, but this one for sure, because the most recent is I'm the best I've been at doing this. I'm the best at fat loss for my body. In the next one I do, I'll be even better. I'm going to take more information, more data, more vibe extraction. and I can apply it and get better at it every time. But it's like, yeah, I get more in touch with my body, my mind, like all of that, which is kind of just vibes. And then you're able to measure that somehow in your head. You can't really measure it, but you know.
Okay.
Cool. We're out of here. Sam has nothing more to add.
No, I'm going to say thanks so much for watching. Comment if you know what he's talking about with vibes and tell me if you think it's the same as mood. And we'll be back again every week with more content for you. And we appreciate you so much. See you next time.
Yeah, hang on. Check out the description below. There's going to be a link there with a 10-minute video presentation that I did on how to actually use the scale specifically correctly during a weight loss phase. I lay everything out there for you. So it's totally free. Click the link in the description below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Love ya.